cloudy, not rainy anymore, but overcast. And we've got Ida Marie on in Washington, D.C., and Christopher's on in the UK, and Stormy's on in Washington State, and Carla's on in Mexico. I always feel like this is my romper room moment. Some of you may know what romper room is, some of you may not. It was a children's program, but at the end of every episode, she pulled up this magic mirror where she used to go and look in, and I see so and so, and I see so and so, and you kind of wish that your name would be called to see whether or not she saw you through that mirror. Well, that's what I feel like when I'm going through the roll call at the start of every one of these live streams. But thanks everyone for joining. Yeah, like I said, it's a little overcast out there today, but I think that's kind of what we're expecting for the weekend. We've been having a little bit of rain the last week, and in the next week we should have some rain, which is great because we haven't had rain for months, so it's well needed around here. But we've been doing some things. Stuff is happening in the background, so I can't wait to share that with you guys when it's all ready. So what's going on in your guys' places around the world right now? Today, I got a little bit of a heater going there because I'm cheap. That's why, because I'm cheap. We haven't turned the heat on yet in our house, so we add the extra sweaters or put on a few blankets before the heat goes on. But pretty soon, we're going to have to buckle down and turn it on. That's, I don't know if it makes a big difference if you don't turn it on or you just keep it running on an automated amount. I like to think it's helping the electric bill by not having it on, but I also don't want the rest of us getting sick, so it may have to go on soon. It's not during the day. The day, it's 10, 14 degrees during the day, but at night it dips down and is closer to the freeze at like 1 or 2 degrees or even 0 sometimes, so yeah, it does get a little cooler in the evening. This house seems to get cold inside. It might be warmer outside, but it's definitely colder inside the house. Welcome Alain in Montreal and Roger in Athens. We're having a beautiful 23 degrees in Athens. Lucky you. 13 degrees and raining in Falmouth. So probably a very similar temperature and weather that we're having here. Turn that heater on to low, but what it does is it keeps pulsating. I don't like that. It's driving me nuts. So I'm going to turn it off for right now because I think it might be warm enough in here. The door is closed, the heat's on, and then I'll have to listen to that thing pulsate in the background. If my toes start to freeze off, I'll turn it back on again. So in our house too, we've put in 2 heat pumps. We've had those for a while now, about 10 years or something, maybe even a little longer, I don't know. But we've turned off our baseboard heatings. We heat the house entirely by the heat pumps, and we cool it by them as well because they work as air conditioners in the summer. And so generally those rooms that the heat pumps are in, they're the warmest. The further you get away from the heat pumps, the cooler it is. So this office, for example, is nowhere near the heat pumps, so it does stay relatively cool. So that's why I originally got that heat dish. Carla says it's 19 degrees in Mexico for her. Very nice. Joseph's now on from Nevada. We're starting to get a few more people in. I see 16 people are on. Only 1 people is enjoying it so far. Let's tune that down so we don't get the overhead ceiling light all the time. You'll get the glare on my head, but you won't get it in the shot, which is better, I think. I'm going with my Snoopy shirt today. Next week, what do I have to show you? If you guys tuned into yesterday's video, Ida Marie sent a parcel of stamps, and Stephen in Montana sent a few envelopes of stamps too. So I'm going to show you those. Ida Marie has contributions for this month's plane giveaway, so there's going to be some stuff in there that'll go in the giveaway, but I'll show you those. Christopher used to work for a company that used to make ground source heat pumps. Okay. You're getting a fall vibe from the Snoopy? Happy birthday, Ilsa. Or Isla, excuse me, Isla, not Ilsla. Oh, Media's off to the movies, but thank you for popping in and saying hello. Media in Finland. You were just watching Snoopy on YouTube. Are you okay? Oli is on. Hello, hello to you as well. Oli is in Poland. I watched the cartoon this morning. I watched Pinky and the Brain. I don't know if you guys got that cartoon way back when. It was a Steven Spielberg production. It's about two laboratory mice that are trying to rule the world or take over the world. One of them is really smart and the other one's quite dim-witted. So I watched an episode of that this morning. Just because. Next weekend's going to be the Day of the Dead parade in Mexico. We'll take lots of pictures of that. Maybe even, I mean, you could take some video of it and put it up on your YouTube channel. That'd be cool. Neat to see how it is celebrated there. Welcome, Basil and Goa. Wow, 15 cards in one day, all world postcard. That's awesome. Congratulations. Got a message from Eric in Hong Kong saying there's a big fire somewhere in central Hong Kong that's ongoing. So hopefully everybody there is okay. Everybody, hello, hello, hello. Roger says, just ordered from eBay the tool of TP module for the Win 11. What does that mean? What's that for? Yes, very excited to receive mail again, Basil. It's nice to be able to deliver it, but also nice to go to my P.O. box and see stuff was waiting for me. Oli is writing postcards for the new year? What? You're writing New Year's postcards in October? That's great, Carla. Good morning, Christopher in Washington State. Yeah, it's always nice to get mail. I agree, Ida Marie. Since becoming a postcrosser, I can't wait to go check the mail and see what's there. And you guys who continue to watch my YouTube channel have taken that to another level by continuing to write to me. I'm trying to keep up with correspondence, writing back to people too. Sometimes it's a challenge, sometimes works out well, but always happy to do it. You've received 45 postcards this week. Wow, that was a good week, Basil. Oh, you're sending them through Belarus for the cheaper postage again. Okay. Makes sense. It's a lot of writing, though. 40 cards already. Okay. Continuing conversation, Roger from last week, something about upgrading for Windows 11 on his computer. Okay. Now I'm on board again. I know what you're talking about. Carla's going to participate this year in the Day of the Dead. All right. Explain to me what your character is all about. How are you painted up? What is it going to look like? I'm very fascinated by this. Yes, Ida Marie, it was fun having mail to show you once again. After having 2 weeks of no mail, it's nice to be back again. You wish you'd discovered post-crossing when it was cheaper. Yeah, downside of that. I just find I don't send as many. I don't do all the slots I have available. I tend to send about 5 a week. Haven't sent them for the last couple of weeks for obvious reasons, so we'll get back to doing it again. Welcome, Stephen in Australia. Thanks once again for the limericks on the regular basis, Steve. Jesse in Puerto Rico always creates really nice cards. Adam Marie prefers Day of the Dead to Halloween. We don't have any Day of the Dead celebrations here, so Halloween is the next celebration that we have here. I tend to only decorate, or we tend to only decorate the house the day before Halloween. Then the kids get to enjoy it on Halloween, and then the next day I take it all down. So it's not one of these ones that we leave up for a long time. When it comes to Christmas lights, we don't do a lot of decorating other than the white lights that we put on the house, and they're up there maybe 3 or 4 weeks. So a couple weeks, on the first nice day, a couple weeks before Christmas, the lights will go up, and then the first nice day after New Year's, the lights come down again. Lots of different variations. Okay, I will definitely look it up. Thank you, Carla. I will open up a window in the background on my computer. You have big Day of the Dead celebrations at the museum, Ida Marie, okay? Very cool. What sort of costume will you be wearing too, Carla, to go with this this painted image? Cool. Who does your paint too for your makeup? Do you go someplace special where everybody gets done up ahead of time? Do you do it up at home and then go out dressed like that? Oh yeah, I suppose with the shutdown, there's a lot of things that are different going on there. Good, Basil, that you were all well prepared for World Postcard Day and able to send out your cards now. Okay, you've been able to send. I'm sure the mail-in parcels to Canada was probably either delayed or it was just stored up somewhere. If you put it in the mail, they probably just waited. It's not a problem now. I think everything's opened up again, that anywhere should be able to mail here again. Oh, that's really cool. You get a professional that does all the makeup. And that's neat. Do you have to apply to be a certain character when you do that? Is there a selection process, or can you just show up the day of? And Basil not even thinking about Santa right now. We're several months away from that. I'm not sure if Canadian Santa knows or not. That's between you and Santa. I guess you'll have a new address too for Santa to send to by the new year. Do I think the Blue Jays can come back and win the next 2 games? It's possible they can, for sure, because they've won 2 of them. They've been all very close games and series. But I suspect the Dodgers are going to win regardless. I think they're just too strong of a team. They've got the best pitchers and the best hitters, and no matter who's going up against them in the World Series, I think it's the Dodgers to win. Day of the Dead is November the 1st, which is a Saturday. You sure the postal carriers have an in with Santa? If they do, they should be writing to him about a new contract. Maybe he can get something done. You've been preparing since July for Day of the Dead, okay. November 2nd is All Saints Day. I need to paint my face for November the 1st live stream. No, I think this is the face you're going to get. I don't have any professional painters that are coming to want to do me up. We'll have to live vicariously through Carla and her painted face. Christmas stamps for Australia are already ready to be seen if you want to look online, Steve says. As it says, All Saints Day is November 1st and All Souls Day is November 2nd in India. Calgary Flames for the Cup. Okay. I'm a Canadiens fan, but we've not been good enough to make the Cup yet. I still think we need a real good goaltender. Christmas stamps already going on sale November the 3rd. The stamp that I've been waiting to show you is the new Diwali stamp that came out. But my post office hasn't gotten it yet. I actually went to a couple of them. They just haven't gotten them just because of the delay in the mail and the rotating strikes. So as soon as I get it, I'll show you the new stamp that we've got with Canada Post. It's already online. I'm sure a lot of you probably have seen it online already, but you had a special cancellation for the season last year in your state. Okay. Pope Leo's shooting 7 people out of cannons tomorrow? That's cool. I'm just kidding, I know. It's not what it means. Is this what I'm doing today? Well, this is what I'm doing right now, for sure. I'm talking to you guys. After I'm done the live stream, we'll be getting a few groceries. We'll be watching a little television. We'll be making a little supper. Who knows what else will go on. If the weather stays dry out there, we might go for a nice walk. Who decides the Canadian issues? There's a committee as well through Canada Post that decides. Shower's kicking in. That means my son Ari is up. So if you're hearing water in the background, that's what's going on. I don't know if we're more a Hindu nation or not, but we certainly put out a stamp every year with it. This year's stamp 2 is half in English, half in Hindi. So I think the U.S. issues more stamps than Canada. If you look at how many stamps get issued every year, I think you're getting more out of the U.S. Royal Mail Christmas stamps are out November the 4th. Am I a Tim Hortons or a Starbucks Canadian? Well, I don't drink coffee either way, but I go to Tim Hortons way more often than I go to Starbucks. Starbucks is too expensive for me. Australia Post also has an advisory committee, but they also ask each year for suggestions. Yeah, you can send in suggestions in Canada too. Sometimes it's an 8 or a 9 year process in order to get a stamp selected. So people that have been trying to get a post-crossing stamp in Canada have been trying for a very long time. You think the Canadian stamps look better though? I like the fact the Americans are doing a better job, it seems, with pop culture stamps. We don't put out a lot of them. Yeah, the ones we do put out are of our own people, which is all right too, our own musicians and things. But I like the fact that, the Royal Mail is putting out Monopoly stamps. That's awesome. I'd love to have Monopoly stamps in Canada. I like the different shapes that places are putting out. France has put out a croissant stamp that actually smells like a croissant, so it's scented. There have been some nice looking stamps that have come out in Canada, some bigger stamps. I'm looking forward to more shapes, more interesting characteristics, whether they be something that's raised or tactile. I like interesting stamps, so other countries seem to be doing a better job of that of late. Item Race says a lot of Starbucks are closing in the U.S. I had heard that. You never been to Tim Hortons? Well, it started, it's named after a hockey player. Tim Horton was an original hockey player for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Started as a coffee and donut place. So it has expanded its menu, so now you can get sandwiches and chilies and breakfasts, and there's lots of different things. Probably have gone away from its core customer group because they've added so many things to the menu to try to be a fast food restaurant. My favorite donut there is either the honey cruller or the honey dip donut. Those are the two that I tend to get the most. So if you're in a Tim Hortons, that's what I would recommend. I don't drink coffee, so I don't recommend the coffee, but a nice cappuccino or we call it an ice cap or hot chocolate, they're good too. Does anyone out there deal with Hipstamp? I have used Hipstamp before. I think it's a great thing. But shop around like anything. Find the best deal wherever you go. You can't have a live person on a US stamp. We can here. Steven's bought through Hipstamp. I'm not sure who's going to be first to issue a post-crossing stamp, the US or Canada. If I had to guess, I would say the US because there are more US post-crossers. Christopher has used it but hasn't purchased from there yet. Yeah, lots of living people on Australian stamps. Yeah, all those golden medals. I love the fact that Australia puts out a stamp for every person that wins a gold medal in the Olympics. That's awesome. I mean, it means that you're collecting a lot of stamps, but if you're supporting your athletes, and maybe, I don't know, do a proceed of those stamps go back to help athletics in Australia? That'd be another great fundraiser. Oh, you're going to Tim Hortons later today, Carla. I didn't know Tim Hortons was in Mexico, so that's awesome. My wife's favorite donut from Tim Hortons is the Boston Cream, which is kind of a donut chocolate glaze on top with a cream filling inside. So if that's more your thing, maybe you want to try a Boston Cream. Joseph's bought from Hip Stamps before. Yes, and your Paralympics also get the same treatment with stamps if they win gold medals. Awesome that everybody who is an Olympian, para or otherwise, gets treated the same. Good on Australia. I love these kind of conversations because we've got stamps being talked about, we've got donuts and coffee being talked about. There is an online purchase. There's a whole bunch of different things going on. Carla, I will check out that makeup after. I can't look at it right now, but thank you so much for sending me a picture of what the Day of the Dead makeup looks like. Christopher usually gets his stamps on eBay or USPS website. As you know, I get my stamps either from the post office directly or at stamp shows or from you guys sending them in. So that's how I'm getting all my different stamps. And I love going through Instagram and seeing what different countries are putting out for stamps too. The hardest thing about that is looking, enjoying, maybe commenting, but not buying because the funds just aren't there to keep up with everything that's being put out around the world. Oh, Elaine's on. Welcome, Elaine from UK, and she bought some of the Monopoly stamps today. They're awesome. I went to the Royal Mail website too and looked at the Monopoly stamps because you can actually get for 39 pounds, I think it was 39, a little Monopoly silver post box too, one of the pillar boxes. That'd be an awesome thing to have for your game. And there's a couple other really nice things. I mean, the postcards are always nice too. Jilly B usually buys the postcards and the stamps, and she shows those on her channel. Ida Marie likes buying from the post office too. Yeah, support the post office whenever you can. Stephen says, last year was the first year that had stamps for all the Paralympian gold medal winners. Previously, it was just the Paralympians of the year stamp. Okay, well, I'm glad that they're stepping up and making it equal. Joseph has a popular donut chain there called the Pink Box Donuts in Oregon. It was Voodoo Donut. I've heard of Voodoo Donuts, and they've got a lot of really specialty things. A little bit, I mean, we have Halo Donuts here, which would be our equivalent to Voodoo. I know it doesn't put out nearly as many flavors, but it does have some of those wild things where you have like Captain Crunch cereal on top of your donut, that sort of stuff. Yep, water's pouring to my end. Like I said before, Basil, it's Ari in the shower. Well, hello, Isabel in Chile. Welcome. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts in the U.S. That would be your most popular donut chain compared to Tim Hortons here in Canada. Elaine says he loved them because the first home was on the old Kent Road, which is the first and cheapest property on the UK board. Yeah, that's interesting too. As a Monopoly collector, when you see, or a former Monopoly collector, I don't do it anymore, but seeing what all the different properties are in different places around the world and how they keep changing them. You know, of course, the American version is Park Place and Boardwalk. Those are the two most expensive locations, but other countries, they're different locations, of course. Yeah, Roger, you're lucky. You actually have brick and mortar stamp shops that you can go to. The one that we have here in town called the Coin Cabinet really doesn't do stamps very much anymore. They're coins and sports cards and that sort of thing. They've kind of gone away from the stamp side of it. So it's lucky that you have stamp shops. When I was in Athens, I certainly tried to find some, but I had no success with the limited time frame that I did have. Let's see if I'm missing any messages here. Costa is Christopher's favorite place. Oh, Yankees on from Turkey. Welcome. Stephen's only stamp shop is the post office. Yeah, 21, 22 people up, 13 likes. Maybe we'll get a few more likes. Who knows? Oh, and Yankee, I've mailed off your World Postcard Day card that I said that I'd send you. It's gone in the mail, so hopefully you get it at some point soon. Ida Marie has the Maryland Stamp and Coin ACS ramp shop in the area. That must be Stamp Shop though, is it? Antique Coins and Stamp Shop, something to that effect. Maybe it's the... Christopher uses eBay for a lot of his stamp purchases. I figured it must be. Roger, I'd love that. To be able to get back again and get a personal tour guide of Athens, that would be amazing. I don't know if it'll ever transpire, but if I do, I'll hold you to it and look you up. Oh, Isabel's message got retracted, whatever that was. Yeah, Ida Marie's got all sorts of local stamp shows. She's very fortunate. And finds great deals, too. And you've got Lila handy, too, to be a part of that. So sometimes you guys meet up. I see Olia's, if you go to In Postcards, which is Olia's channel, she's got another giveaway happening, so you guys may want to check that out. I haven't watched the video yet, but I have seen the thumbnail for it. And I do apologize if the water is distracting in the background. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to stop him from showering. Ida Marie's watched her channel. That's good. Give her lots of support and love, too, like you guys do with me. Oh, you didn't get any mail this week, Isabel. You guys aren't on strike down there, I hope. But I know you've said in the past sometimes it takes longer to get mail to you from other countries. So if you've got lots of pen pals within Chile, I think you'll get mail more often. Which I remember seeing one of your videos of late that you did get some mail from local friends. You've got brick and mortar stamp shops, but no stamp shows. That's a shame. You should, if you got enough people to support the shops. Yeah, Olia is very talented. Lots of creativity in the cards that she designs. Lots of creativity in the way she decorates. And, of course, her handwriting is beautiful. Has anyone heard from Erin in Colorado? I haven't heard from Erin in a while, speaking of beautiful handwriting, because she has beautiful handwriting as well. If you have, or if you're in connection with her, let her know that she's missed on the channel. Got some deer eating apples in your backyard, Christopher. You'll have to take some pictures and post them. My sister is the same way. She's got, they've got so many deer in St. John area that it's a bit of a nuisance for her because she never gets to see her flowers. As soon as they get to the point where they're going to bud, like on her roses, the deer come around and eat all of them. So they eat the apples in the backyard in her house as well and eat all her flowers. That's awesome. Yankee, you're going to have a meetup. Hopefully lots of people attend. Well, hello, Steffi. Been a long time. Steffi in Germany. Welcome. Hopefully things are going well for you there. Haven't heard from you in a while. Oh, Christopher got his flu shot today. My sister was talking about those yesterday. My last flu shot I got just before we went to Jamaica with my brother last February. Well, there shows the difference between our country and yours, Stephen. You have parrots coming in eating your apricots. That's awesome. I mean, you probably don't like it. You probably want to eat them yourself, but just to have parrots flying around, that's really cool. Stormy gets a few moose eating apples around there. We don't have the moose coming into town to eat our apples, or my sister's, but I know they're out there. Well, hello, Eric. I read your message. I wasn't able to click through the other ones because we've been on a live stream, but you mentioned that there was a fire. Hopefully everyone's okay. Ida Marie got her flu shot as well. Yeah, COVID shots are still available in Canada. I haven't gotten one in a while, but they are still out there to be gotten if you want them. I know my sister just got one recently. I can't remember the last time that I had a good apricot. Not that I've had a bunch of bad ones, but I haven't had an apricot of late, is what I'm trying to say. Moose are cute. Moose are very dangerous. They are huge animals. The strike is still going on, Steffi, but it is a rotating strike now. So we're back working, and the mail and parcels are moving. They're just going to be minor disruptions along the way. So it's all right to mail things here again. So if you've sent something off, I hope I get them soon. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. Stephen says COVID shots are still available in Australia, too. You have to be over 75 or be part of the vulnerable group to get them in the UK for free. Okay? No, they're still free here in Canada. Item where you got a COVID booster as well. Apricots, like the stone fruit, are very much a Christmas thing in the shops here. Here as well, too, you'll see more apricots being sold around Christmas time. Is there a chance we'll return to a total strike? I hope not. Is there a chance? Sure, of course. I mean, the union could do whatever they want. It doesn't make much sense to keep flip-flopping on the public and going off, not going. So I'm hoping we won't do that again. We must be getting to the point soon where the government's going to have to step in and use binding arbitration to get a deal in place. We can't keep going on year after year like this. It's destroying the business, which some seem to think that maybe they want to do so they can privatize it, but Eric says some people wonder if the post office still exists and people are writing letters. Yeah, in some areas, people just don't use the post office nearly as much. But in other areas, Steve has sent things in about how they're revamping the post office there and using it for other services. I think it's a great idea. Item where he gets her shots free because of her insurance. Oh, in mainland China, you're talking about whether or not the post office still exists. Well, they're still producing lots of beautiful stamps. I thought it was funny. Eric had sent me a message about a post office in Hong Kong where they pick up all their AliExpress orders, but you can also get your hair cut there. Not something that I need, of course, but someone might. I should mention, saying we talked about it so much last week, for those of you maybe that weren't on the live stream last week, we've talked about what we're going to do for the 200th live stream. This is 192 now. So I had suggested, well, I didn't suggest it. One of you had suggested originally that you send in items, might have been a stamp that has something to do with the 200ths of something, or maybe there is an item you want to send in that has 200 of something. But we'll get them all. And then on the day of the live stream, those people that sent things in get a chance to win, and the people that are on the live stream that day also get a chance to win something. So that's how we'll celebrate the 200th live stream in 8 weeks from now, which I think Basil worked out to be the December 13th or something to that effect. Lots of parcels delivered through our post office and sent back. Why were they sent back? glad that the post offices are easily seen and used in Hong Kong. That sounds good. Thank you, Basil. The 13th of December will be the 200th live stream of our Q&A that we've been doing. Going a long time. Oh, and make sure if you do something in, send something in for the 200th, it's clearly marked. I don't want to get it confused with a regular mail that might come in. I want to be able to set it aside and say that this is a 200th giveaway item or a 200th celebration item. Oh, haven't reached 200 yet. We're doing 192 today, so we got 8 more weeks. But we did pass 2,800 subscribers, so that was kind of another mini milestone as we get it going towards 3,000. Congrats on that. Okay, thank you. Let's hope we make it. Still got 8 weeks to go. I don't know, 3,000 by year end. Only got just over 2 months, I guess. It's a long way to go. 8 weeks will fly by. It probably will. There'll be a lot of things happening over the next 8 weeks as we gear up for Christmas and the return of Dea from university, and there'll be all sorts of things to look forward to. Hopefully when Dea is home in the Christmas season, I can get her in one of these videos. Yeah, I'm sure you're doing a lot of packing, getting ready to move, Basil. You got a lot of stuff going on too to get ready for the new year. $15 people on and 15 thumbs up. There we go. It's nice to see those even numbers. Nice to see it at 20 and 20. Especially when earlier we had 22 people on. Will I make my office look festive on the 200th live stream? Will my daughter be back? I'm not sure if my daughter will be here by then or not. We'll see. I could put some balloons up. Maybe a party hat or something. We'll see. See what I have on hand and see what I feel like doing on that day. Eric, you've done a good job to visit so many different post offices and getting different cancellations and finding postcards in certain places. Streamers, maybe. Only problem with doing all that work to set it up is once we're done the live stream, I just got to take it all down again. It's a very temporary celebration. I've been taking down all the stuff from my birthday last weekend too, so I think there might be 2 balloons left up. Everything else is down. We got another typhoon coming towards Hong Kong again. This must be your stormy season. What does that mean, 923 intro, please? I don't get what you're asking, Basil. Can you imagine wallpapering my walls in penny black sheets? I don't think you know what's in my bank account, because it's certainly not that. I appreciate whenever you send something, Eric. Thank you so much. You want to know about my intro? Are you referring to the fact that the music has changed on my intro? That's because the music that I had been using for 4 years all of a sudden got copyrighted. So I've had to switch the music track that goes with it. I'm not sure why after all this time it's been copyrighted, but it says that it has, so I've had to take steps to change that music. If that's what you're referring to anyways. Do I have many Victorian stamps? Yeah, I do have a few Victorian stamps. Or Dad had a few Victorian stamps. I've added a couple, I guess, but yeah, there's some stamps from the Royal Mail or Canadian Victorian stamps on different Commonwealths that's used Queen Victoria. That's why I changed my music intro, because the original music was copyrighted. I don't know what Ec 923 is. Sorry, Basil. I'm not following your conversation then. Sounds very complicated, Eric, in order to get a train. Because you can't use your self-ticket buying because you don't have a local number. Make sure you don't get stuck somewhere. Oh, thank you, Joseph, for letting me know that Basil's trying to talk to Eric, not talking to me at all. Yeah, he cut the middle out, just used the Eric part and the 923 at the end of his handle. Okay, I wasn't catching on to that at all. No, Eric is from Hong Kong, not the People's Republic of China. Well, I guess Hong Kong belongs to them, so. Yes, fellow Asian. I saw that you were on a high-speed train and that you had a app that monitored how fast you were going. That was cool. He is Eric from Hong Kong, yes. So when you hear about me talking about the different things that Eric sent me from Hong Kong, it's one and the same. Stormy just added US stamp number 70 to her collection. Been looking for a while. All right, let's look up. What is US stamp number 70? A 24-cent red lilac stamp. George Washington. Okay. Very nice. Congratulations. Hopefully it's in good condition for you, or good enough condition for your collection. Hands in my pockets. Yeah, sometimes I sit with the hands in the pockets. That's the great thing about having a sweater with pockets. Not very cold right now, no. Yeah, it's a sweater. It's long sleeves. Like I said, maybe you weren't on at the start of the live stream, but It's a little bit colder here now, and so I don't have the heat on. Very good condition. All right. We do have Terry's chocolate oranges in Canada. It's one of my favorite things to get at Christmas time as a stocking stuffer. I prefer the milk chocolate over the dark chocolate ones, but I know they come out in a variety of things. White chocolate, not really a big white chocolate fan. The toffee one I really enjoy too, so there's a variety of different ones, but a simple Terry's chocolate in milk chocolate, still my favorite. And good job, Stormy, on the acquisition of the stamp. We'll slow that back there. I'll put it back up after. But it's nice to see which stamp that you got. And where did you find it? Did you buy it off eBay, Hip Stamp, one of those? Did you find it at a local place? You have a caramel one today, or a caramel one, depending on how you want to say that. They started selling them, well, I mean, yeah, you can buy them all year round now. They used to only come out near Christmas time. And for a little while, I used to say, oh, yeah, I love it. I'll go get one in March or get one in July. It started to lose its luster when I could get it whenever I wanted. So I'm back to, even though they're still available, I'm only going to pick them up at Christmas time. Because that, I mean, it's not great for their marketing that way, but that's when I like it. It means something. It's special. It has a memory. If I eat them all year round, it loses its special appeal. Yeah, Joseph, in my old catalog, I saw the prices too. Yeah, they can be pricey. That's why I was kind of curious what condition it was in. Steve recently got a set of New South Wales 1897 charity stamps. 1897 charity stamps from New South Wales. Cool. So where did you find it, Stormy? You got a good deal on it. Where did you end up finding it? Was it in a shop? Online? Oh, you got it on Hip Stamp. Okay, so that goes well with what we were talking about earlier of people who had shopped there before. Yeah. I know Smokey was the one who got me onto Hip Stamp originally. He'd been using it before and always found good deals on it. Was appreciative of what they posted versus what you got was the same. So Eric is very knowledgeable about the rail systems in and around Hong Kong. Has used many of them. Christopher, that sounds delicious. There's a beach cafe near him that sells ice cream cornets, ice cream cones, stuffed with chocolate orange slices. So is it whatever flavor ice cream you want to put in it, or do they have a certain flavor to make it a chocolate orange? Is it like a vanilla ice cream stuffed with these slices, or could you get whatever flavor you wanted? Sounds Sounds like a dream, Isabel. Isabel, I was very conscious of that when I did it. I wasn't actually eating my nail. I don't know if you can see. There's a bit of a hangnail. That's what we call it, the skin that's on the side of your nail. And it was bugging me, so I wasn't eating my nails, but thank you for saying that. No, I tend to use nail clippers to clip my nails to keep them short. Eating your nails or chewing your nails is a very bad habit and not great for your teeth either. It has a clotted cream coating as well. You're making this dessert sound very rich. Sounds delicious, Christopher. Next time in Falmouth, you'll have to show me where to go to get that. I'd try that. Even if it wasn't Christmas time, I'd try that. It sounds like a good summer one. Are you at work, Christopher, or Isabel, right now? Not a lot of postcards left in China. I still get postcards from China from Chinese post crossers, so they're there somewhere. What's an ice cream comet? Cornet, I think, is the word that he used. So, Joseph, an ice cream cone, the triangular cones you think of, cornets in the UK. You're being sneaky then. You're being on a live stream at the same time as working. Well, thank you so much for being a part of it. Yeah, post offices are trying to find a way to survive in the digital age, Eric. Oh, you're having a quiet day at work, okay. Well, I'm sorry that it's a quiet day because I'm sure your day goes by quicker when you have more people in. But now I'm conscious of me putting my hands in my pockets when Basil said that. But I appreciate you being on here today. But we probably should be wrapping it up. We're coming up on an hour as time has flown by once again, and we've talked about all sorts of wonderful things, from stamps to food to the 200th live stream that will be coming up. And who knows? What else did we talk about? Oh, we talked a lot about the rail systems in Hong Kong and mainland China. Thanks to Eric being on. Thank you. I will take a photo of the sales board that describes you. Yeah, dude, that'll be great, Christopher. Appreciate that. Everybody is saying goodbye. Yeah. Till the next live stream, which of course is Wednesday when we do the decorating one, and hopefully next Wednesday I won't have to run out partway through because I wasn't feeling well. But I was glad we got through that one, and today feeling much better, so it's a regular live stream. I appreciate everybody taking the hour out that you guys do to come here and spend time and share your stories of what's going on with your world and what your interests are in. Thanks so much. Everybody else, we'll talk to you soon. Have a magical week.